Is spanking in school okay, and should you allow that to happen to your children? After you listen to this video, I hope that you will put your thoughts in the comments below. Cassville School District in Missouri recently adopted or readopted the policy to allow spanking by school staff at the option of the parents. Actually, there are 19 states in which it is legal to have this policy in school. So what should you do if this is the policy at the school where your children attend? There is certain criteria that I have explained in another video of when I think it is appropriate for a spanking to happen. And that criteria is a well-deserved, age-appropriate spanking given to a willfully disobedient child by a calm and loving parent is not abuse. So does this apply to anyone who isn't a parent? Is it appropriate for a school staffer to spank a child? There are certain circumstances in which it might be appropriate for a school staffer to spank a child, but the problem with this is that there are so many variables that go into it. So if there is some kind of policy like this, the first thing should be absolutely it should be an opt-in or opt-out situation for a parent. Also, I'm only talking about elementary school students. I don't think middle school or high school would be age appropriate for a spanking. Now, I do understand that right now school staff are probably having a really difficult time with the discipline of children because generally in the home, people are having a difficult time with that. Children who aren't appropriately disciplined at home are unruly and disobedient and disrespectful. What else is a teacher supposed to do if they've tried all different kinds of methods to get a child in line in an environment of learning and all of those things haven't worked? I completely get that. Then again, is it okay for a teacher or a school administrator to be the one that applies a spanking? Generally, I would not recommend that you allow school staff to apply corporal punishment to your child. In most circumstances, it should be a parent who applies any kind of discipline that they think would work at home for a continual problem that's going on at school. But if there's willfully disobedient behavior that continues over and over again, and many other methods have been tried to bring the child into line with what they should be doing, and they refuse to do it, and nothing else has worked, then it might be appropriate at that time to allow a spanking at school. But if this is the case, I think a parent should always be present. There should never be corporal punishment applied without a parent there to be a witness. This whole situation makes me think of an episode of Little House on the Prairie where a little Charles was being abused basically at school by a teacher who was using corporal punishment in an inappropriate and abusive way. Because of this, Charles got really angry and he trapped the teacher inside the outhouse by wrapping rope around the outside of it when the teacher was in the outhouse. So obviously he couldn't get out. When the teacher came to Charles's father to complain about the situation, here's what happened.
Mr. Watson here says that you roped the school outhouse shut with him inside. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Well, then you know what to expect.
Yes, sir.
Bend over. More than enough. Charles now knows that no matter what the provocation, punishment will follow wrongdoing. He won't repeat it. And neither will you repeat the provocation, Mr. Watson.
Well, I don't know what you mean.
I mean the way you've been treating him.
Well, naturally, the boy would exaggerate. Lie, in fact. You might expect that.
Charles never said a word to me. But his brother did. And I am telling you that if I ever hear from anyone that you've laid a finger on him without justification, I will personally come to your school and thrash you in front of your entire class. Do I make myself clear? I'll appreciate a little less mischief from you, Mr. Charles. A little more application to your studies.
Yes, sir.
All right, you go on in the house there, and we'll be going to the Berry Festival without you.
Yes, sir.
So as you can see here, corporal punishment was administered appropriately, but the parent was the one who decided when, how much, and what was appropriate and what was not. And the parent also warned the teacher that if he did anything, again, that was abusive, he would pay for it. Of course, in my view, the father shouldn't have allowed his children to go back to that school because clearly he couldn't trust that teacher with his children. So they should have been taken out of that school, in my opinion, anyway. So if you have your children in public or private school, I don't believe that you should allow them to administer corporal punishment basically at all, generally, unless there are very rare and specific circumstances and you've already tried other methods. They have tried them and you've tried them at home and nothing of those things have worked. So with all that criteria in place, it would be a pretty rare situation that it would be appropriate for a child to have a spanking in school. But I'd really like to know what you think. Let me know in the comments below.